Sing Zesty here with a brand new video for your eyeballs. In the early 2000s, back before the days of Netflix or Hulu or Disney Max Ultra Plus One Series X, you had to watch TV on a little something called cable. Cable is awful for a lot of reasons. It's not exactly dead yet, but it's definitely not surprising that less than half of US households have it anymore. You had to wait for a specific time during the day to watch your show, and if you were going to miss it, you had to make sure that you had enough space cleared on your DirecTV dish cable box thing. And if you didn't do that beforehand, well then, I hope you enjoy being really confused during the next episode of Game of Thrones when 7 more characters are dead. But by far the most egregious thing about cable TV was the advertising, just the sheer amount of it. An episode of Adventure Time is about 11 minutes long, and that gets plugged into a 15-minute time slot, which means they get to fill those last 4 minutes with commercials. For all of my math whizzes who are watching right now, doing all the calculations in your head with that massive brain of yours, yes, that is over a third and almost half of the entire episode itself. This was normal back then, of course, but looking back, holy shit, I spent so much of my childhood watching Chia Pets and these virtual old people putting together a room for Empire Today, which I could have sworn was originally a Menards commercial. Anyway, the point of this is that commercials today are not nearly as intrusive as they used to be. Still an annoyance, sure, but for the most part, you can just pay to avoid them, or when they do appear, they're usually skippable or at least pretty bite-sized. But back then, you got to pay for your television, and then you got to pay for it again with the amount of advertising you had to watch. And these advertisements had plenty of time to hammer in why you should buy their product. Enter the infomercial. Yeah, these guys said, well, we got 4 minutes, we might as well use them. Often referred to as seen on TV, these advertisements weren't going to settle for singing their annoyingly catchy jingle and calling it a day. J.G. Wentworth, 877 cash now. They were gonna sit you down and make sure they explained every detail of why you need their product and how you can get it. While you won't see as many of these today, they used to play all of the time, and they got a lot of attention because of how wacky some of them were.
Oh no, you missed that putt again. You probably don't have enough time to practice. You can have more time to practice your putting with the Putty Putter.
Unfortunately, a lot of these commercials were known for greatly exaggerating the capabilities of their products, like the Comfort Wipe.
Comfort Wipe, the sanitary paper extension arm and holder. The first improvement to toilet paper as we know it since the 1880s.
Yes, this long stick does indeed make the process of wiping my ass a lot easier. Of course, there's also the infamous shake weight. I'm sure I don't even need to explain this one. Some other real silly ones like the Titty Bear.
That's T-I-D-D-Y Bear, the cute little guy that eliminates all those irritating shoulder strap problems.
The wearable towel, sauna pants. As seen on TV products weren't necessarily straight up scams. Always, but they were notorious for being not all they were propped up to be. But even if the products were imperfect or just downright goofy, it's hard to deny that the commercials themselves were incredibly entertaining.
Watch this. Brown some beef or any other meat with a ramen seasoning pack. Dump in a package of ramen, a good-sized squirt of ketchup, and a can of cola. Yes, cola.
Yes, cola.
What the fuck?
In my opinion, there's a few quintessential pieces to any infomercial. First of all, of course, they have to explain the product. Bonus points if they go on a weird tangent about ways that you will never use it.
The Gojo will hold the weight of your phone, even the weight of a 5-pound laptop.
It looks and feels just like a soft, warm comforter, but on the inside, it contains a layer of activated carbon fabric, the same type of fabric used by the military to protect against chemical weapons.
As entertaining as these commercials can be, they're here for one purpose, and that's to sell. And they can't do that if you don't have any means of buying their product. So these commercials will always have a call to action at the end, prompting the viewer to visit the website or call their toll-free number. And it isn't a real infomercial if all of the information isn't plastered over a plain blue screen. And then they would say something like, call right now, this is a limited time offer.
This is a limited time offer.
But when you call within the next 20 minutes, because we can't do this all day.
This is a limited time TV offer.
Which is the part that confused me as a kid, because the commercials would play play throughout the day, every day, but it was still a limited time offer? My child brain couldn't wrap around the lies. On top of that, a lot of commercials like to throw in like 20 different deals at the end as a last-ditch effort to get you to buy the product. The most common things you'd see is like doubling the amount you get or throwing in a random bonus item. But wait, if you don't think 3 frogs on a log is enough, we'll throw in an elementary school bully to terrorize your child at any given moment. Whether your kid is doing something wrong, or especially when they're doing something right, your bully will be there to humble them and build their character. Trust me. It works wonders. But wait, if that's still not enough, we'll even throw in a free Asian mom with a flip-flop, guaranteeing that your child will grow up and become a successful doctor. Finally, and this might be the most important part to any as seen on TV advertisement, the spokesperson. Sometimes it's just a disembodied voice telling your child that they won't feel the warmth of love at night if they don't buy a pillow pet. But the best infomercials had a man yelling at you through the screens.
Hi, Anthony Sullivan here.
Hi, I'm Joe Gray.
Hi, I'm Mike Levy. I'm Matthew Lesko.
There were plenty of spokespeople, or pitchmen as they called them, but more often than not, you'd see the same few guys return over and over, even for different products. And in the world of pitchmen, these are who I really consider to be the big four. Starting with the first one.
Hi, Billy Mays here for OxyClean, the stain specialist.
When I think about pitchmen for infomercials, this is the man who comes to mind.
I love beautiful wood. Don't you?
I don't know what it was that made Billy Mays so special. Was it that beautiful name that rolls right off the tongue?
Billy Mays here, Billy Mays here, Billy Mays here.
That magnificent, clean-shaven beard? Or was it just the sheer amount that I saw him on my television?
Billy Mays here!
Yeah, probably that one. I swear, these OxyClean commercials played every 2 seconds on the TV as a kid. But hey, I can't complain. I mean, look how satisfying it is when the stains go away. Whoa! Billy's magic! Unfortunately, that magic would fizzle out in the summer of 2009 when Billy Mays died of a heart attack overnight, which may or may not have been related to cocaine use. Yeah, so his autopsy report said that he used cocaine 4 days before he died, which contributed to the heart disease that ultimately killed him. But then his family came in and said, "We are severely disappointed in such a report, and we will be conducting our own evaluation." And then when they fund their own examination, of course they go, "Look at that. Looks like cocaine was not a significant contributing factor. Was the cocaine just a coincidence? A covert operation to destroy the Mays name? Or was the second autopsy report just a cover-up?" Man, I was just trying to research a fun video about infomercials, and now my search history is filled with how long does cocaine remain in the system? Can an autopsy detect cocaine usage? I don't know exactly what this looks like, but it does not look good. Regardless of whatever Billy did or did not indulge in, his legacy will live on through his legendary advertisements. And they weren't just for OxyClean, by the way. He also promoted products like Orange Glow, Kaboom, Mighty Putty, Zorbies. Wait a minute, that looks awfully familiar. In fact, it kind of looks like...
Hi, it's Vince with ShamWow.
Huh, oh yeah. Next we have Vince Offer. This guy strikes me, oh yikes, that didn't age well. Vince here was a bit of an oddball because he didn't take the loud, passionate approach that Billy Mays and a lot of other pitchmen used. Instead, he's quick, he's slick, and he throws in all these off-color jokes.
You're gonna love my nuts. Watch this.
It's so big.
Darn right it is. Use Invincible for your biggest and toughest stains. Sticky makes you look your best. Even for those unforgettable moments.
The man talks like he's the Wolf of Wall Street, but how am I supposed to just not trust him? If my rent wasn't due in 7 days, I would have 20 slap chops right now.
Anthony. Hi, it's me, Anthony Sullivan.
Anthony Sullivan might not have the same pizzazz as Billy or Vince, but he's still just as recognizable because he's promoted every product ever. Arm & Hammer, Green Gobbler, the Grill Glove, Edge of Glory. He even took over advertising for OxyClean after Billy Mays' death. In my opinion, Anthony Sullivan is all reliable. He shows up, does his thing, and he does it well. When you don't have Billy or Vince to pitch your product, you can always count on good old Anthony Sullivan to step up to the mound. And finally, last but not least, you can't talk about infomercials without talking about the king himself.
I saw this boat in half! Now that's a lot of damage! Full speed ahead!
Holy, look at
don't understand it.
This man, Phil Swift, he does it all. He's the inventor, the CEO, and the face of the Flex Seal family of products. He takes all the best aspects of As Seen on TV ads and throws them into his commercial concoction. You want to talk about exaggerated claims? Well, look no further.
We made this entire airboat out of screen and covered it in Flex Seal liquid. After a day on the water, flying through alligator-infested swamps, Flex Seal's watertight barrier takes a beating.
The thing is, it's not even fair to call the claims exaggerated because apparently it all works. He clearly takes inspiration from Billy Mays, both in the way he carries himself on camera.
Hi, Billy Mays here for the Hercules hook. Hi, Phil Swift here for Flex Tape.
And the ways he goes about proving that his products work.
It has the strength to pull this fully loaded 80,000-pound tractor trailer. Not only does Flex Tape's powerful adhesive hold the boat together, but it creates a super strong watertight seal.
But I can't think of anyone more worthy of carrying on the legacy. He's a great spokesman, apparently the products are fairly legit, and I respect the fact that he's super self-aware and embraces his memeability.
Now that's a lot of damage.
Over the years, advertising has changed quite a bit. And while it's significantly less common to see these infomercials in the modern landscape, the ones we do have will go down in history. Even if they couldn't convince us to buy the products they were selling, they influenced us in other ways. In the early days of YouTube, there were a ton of infomercial spoofs.
Hi, I'm Ryan Higa, and I'm gonna be showing you a great new product. It's called the Sham Woohoo! Not the Sham Woohoo, it's called the Sham Woohoo! Say it like that.
Do you have a drawer full of sharp knives but prefer to cut your bread with a doorstop? I'm Anthony Sullivan, and this is why I masturbate. It's the edge of glory.
Even today, some of the most entertaining videos on the platform are making fun of these As Seen on TV ads. Whether the product was unnecessary, a scam, or in rare cases, completely legit, infomercials will always be remembered for the entertainment they brought us during ad breaks. But wait!
Big hot dog!